Okay, so let's see what Kyle has to say about what's been going on at car dealerships as a salesman.
The car market is crashing and there's a loan bubble that might be ready to pop. So here's what's happening right now in the automotive market. The industry always monitors how many people are behind on their payments, and right now we're at almost an all-time high. So here's what's happening. Right now, 6.1% of auto loans are past 60 days past due. Now that's a problem. Typically we run somewhere in the 2% range, and right now we're at 6. So I don't know exactly what's happening, but it appears that there's a lot of people in cars that they cannot afford. And that's due to high pricing. That's due to a lot of negative equity due to COVID. There's a lot of things that go into that, and I don't know exactly what's going to happen. So this could be a bubble that's ready to burst. We don't actually know, but it's been running in the red, which I have a heat map here of all the auto loan delinquencies over the past 15 years. So I want to know what you think. Is this a bubble that's ready to burst? Are we in big trouble? Are we all screwed? Or is this thing going to kind of just continue on as it always?
It's crazy hearing this from a car salesman because I feel like you usually hear them try to say like, oh no, we're making so much money, like we're doing so well. But this guy's just out here being honest, and I think that's what more people need to be honest, that the industry is not doing well for new car sales and they're ending up at auctions. So I've seen this myself going to get cars from the auction for a used car dealership that I've worked for. And it's true, you see so many new cars there. I've got to drive a lot of the newer cars and see what they're like. You usually wouldn't get that opportunity if these cars weren't ending up at the auction. This next guy is actually at the auction in this video, and I don't know if you're allowed to record there. I've never tried it, but we'll see what's going on in his area. I don't know where this is located, but we'll see what he has to say.
All right, yo, we're at the auction. I'm going to show you how bad repos are getting and how new these vehicles are that are getting repossessed by the banks and being sold at the auction. Look at this. All these are repos, all brand new cars. You got Chargers, Scat Packs, Mercedes, Genesis, Range Rovers, Range Rover, trucks, Teslas. Man, they should have repoed this. This ain't no Scat Pack. Look at that. The Savini's wheel with the, it's a regular Charger, man. And guys, these aren't, 2010, 2012. These are 2019, 2020s and up that are getting repoed. People are barely had these cars for a year, maybe less, maybe more, and the banks are picking them up and selling them at the auctions for a fraction of what they bought it for. Show you how cooked the car market is with all these high interest loans, people bailing out of their auto loans because they can't even afford it. Here we have a 2019 Range Rover. Oh, this is beautiful.
So I don't know exactly when this was recorded, but I believe this has gotten a lot worse. And this was probably, he said 2020 vehicles, which was 5 years ago now. So they probably had their car for quite some time and actually paid down their loan quite a bit before the car was taken. So all of that was pretty much pointless just to have the car for a few years. Unless he's implying that they bought the car in recent years and it's a 2020, I'm not sure how old of the cars that they usually sell are, because to me that's still pretty new. Okay, let's see what this guy is saying.
What's happening in the used car market right now is insanity. Cars are appreciating in value again, just like they did a couple of years ago. Here's a 2020 Mini Clubman, and in 6 weeks, it went up in value $2,400. That's almost 15%. There's a few things going on right now, and I'll break them down. First things first, used car sales are spiking. We just had the most used cars sold in the month of March in the past 4 years. At the same time, we've also seen the lowest supply of used vehicles that we've seen in 4 years. A 39 days supply is the lowest we've been at since the pandemic. So we have low supply and we have high demand, and we have especially low supply and especially high demand for more affordable vehicles like sub $15,000 used cars. There's only a 28 days supply, which is 7 days lower than this time last year and 11 days lower than the industry average. So below average selling price used cars are in insanely high demand and insanely low supply. So that's causing something really interesting to happen, which is used cars are appreciating in value. Here's another example from Carvana where they increased the price of this vehicle, the Honda Accord you see on the screen, by $1,000 in just 1 month. Or another example here, in just 1 week, this 2019 Subaru Outback increased in value $800. Now this is partly because new car prices are going up really high. The average advertised price for a new car is actually above $50,000 for the first time in a long time, and more consumers are choosing to buy used cars instead of new, which obviously is increasing the demand for used cars, but we just identified there's a lack of quality supply. And actually, just to further drive that home, here's some data from these slides that Manheim, the world's largest car auction, put out. Back in 2020, that's right there, the average age of a used car that was sold at the dealer office.
So that video is pretty long, and I'll link it if you want to watch the full thing, but it's very interesting. I mean, I would be really happy if my car's value was going up that high, but I think he mostly means like 2018, 2019, which, I mean, that's hardly a used car at this point. That's still very new. And some people already racked up the miles on those, but still, if you're getting it used, you're going to be saving yourself so much money. And it could literally just have one owner, or again, it could be repossessed and have almost no wear and tear on it at all. So you're really saving yourself the time and the hassle. And it really is the smartest thing to do. There's a reason that this is so popular right now. Apparently, the average car payment is absolutely skyrocketed. It's completely unbelievable what some people are willing to pay. And the reason that this is happening is because there are people okay with doing this. They just walk in, they just take what they can get, and that's kind of messing it up for everybody else involved, because then they're going to expect the next guy and the next guy and the next guy to keep being willing to do this, and if they're making sales, it's going to keep happening. But I believe this is specifically for cars purchased new, but let's see what that's about.
The average new car payment is $800 a month. That's insanity.
Most auto loan places are able to give you the loan that you want by just extending out the term, even if the interest rate's 20, 25%.
Yeah.
It's scary. When you look into auto loans, they're not regulated the same way that student loans are, or with mortgages or even credit cards. Credit card reviews your income in such a way where they're not going to give you too much of a limit, but auto loans are very unregulated. They could sell these off privately without there being a rule out there that says, oh, we can't qualify you for this.
So I think it's just car payments in general, new or used. You really want to make sure that you're not caving in to what they want you to sign for, and you're sticking to what is going to work for you, or your car's going to end up at an auction somewhere, because that's crazy. I don't know why anybody would be okay with paying that much. That's just wild. I mean, I think honestly half of that is still way too much. So this girl has a very, very long loan because she wanted low payments. So let's see about this one.
An 84-month car loan? God, you really are patriotic. This is the most American thing I've ever seen. Why an 84-month car loan?
I want lower payments.
You know that's not how it works. You are paying more in interest over time because you are allowing that balance to sit longer.
Oh, I'm going to refinance it when rates go down.
Okay, if rates go down.
When rates go down. They will go down for sure. They're
What?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you chair the Federal Reserve?
Well, I mean, I'm just, assuming they're definitely going to go
Assuming?
down. Not really. I mean, they're kind of at like an all-time high when I went and bought the car.
They've been cut a couple times this year, but you don't know what's happening. A new administration's coming in. What if it's, things are different?
We'll cross our fingers.
But we don't know. I don't know.
But I mean, if I can't refinance, then whatever. If I can, awesome.
Whatever. I have an 84-month loan. I'm going to have this car for 7 years. The loan itself for 7 years. That's a whatever. That's 7 years of my life doesn't matter. I'm going to be 40 and I finally paid off my car.
And?
That's a long time.
That car's going to last me a long time.
You're an American. You are not going to be happy with a car for 7 years.
Man, well, I'll let you guys sit with that one and tell me what you think. I mean, how much was the highest you've ever paid on a car, and was it worth it? Do you still have the car? Let me know. What are your thoughts on this? Are you planning on keeping your car as long as you can to avoid ending up like this woman, or what are your thoughts? Go ahead and share below and let me know what you guys think, or if there's anything else you want to talk about. And thanks for tuning in.